Good afternoon. Welcome to the Fire Burns Within channel. A baking hot day again. Thermometer way past 30. Baking hot. Time for another video. What better time? And something different, a bit different. Yes, I'm a child of the 80s. In the 80s, I was aware of heavy metal or heavy music, but I wasn't really a fan. I tried bits and pieces of it, but I never really got into it. In the 80s, I was listening to what everyone else was listening to, 80s music. So yeah, I really enjoy 80s. I still get nostalgic for 80s music even now. Every now and then I'll like just do a little compilation of 80s music up on YouTube and I'll just listen to it, bit of old time's sake. So anyway, this video is 25, I believe. Is it 25? Yeah, 25 pop rock mix or anything 80s hits that meant a lot to me back in the day, and I can still get nostalgic over if I hear it again. These are in any order, no specific order. Just songs that I enjoyed a lot. I'll mention them and then talk briefly about them each as they come along. First song is The Police, Message in a Bottle. Yeah, when I first heard The Police, I would have been Dead on 1980. I think it came out, so just the start of the decade. Yeah, it was just an awesome song. The Police, there was no groups really like them. I think mixing styles a little bit of reggae, a little bit of like ska almost, a little bit of rock. Just a nice cool mix. And then you've got Sting's very unique vocals. Message in a Bottle, I love Message in a Bottle. I love a lot of the Police songs. They're one of my favourite bands from the 80s. But Message in a Bottle is a massive hit and is also a very cool song as well. So it's very catchy as well. Next song is Depeche Mode and the song is Strange Love. I really like this song. I was quite a big fan of one of the Depeche Mode albums, Violator. I think that's an awesome album. It's sort of like electronic music, if you like, but it's sort of dark, slightly dark, and very cool as well. Very melodic. Very cool song, that Strange Love. Very catchy. Next song is a very famous song. Michael Jackson's Beat It. Jacko could rock. He knew how to rock. He's not everyone's cup of tea, of course, because of his antics, but the guy owned the 80s. He owned it. And Beat It, can't deny Beat It. It was such a cool tune. A rocking tune. Very catchy. Next song, again, a very well-known song. Van Halen's Jump. Probably the first time I heard Van Halen. At that time I wasn't like huge into rock, like I was saying, so this type of song was about as rock as I got. And I love Jump, and I still love Jump to this day. I mean, it's probably overplayed to death on rock radio, but still I love Jump. Next song, again, very famous song. Billy Idol's White Wedding. Yeah, I really like this. I like Billy Idol's hits. I think he's a cool rocker. He's got a slight different feel to some of his songs as well. Very, very cool guy. White Wedding, one of his massive hits, along with Rebel Yell. I could have mentioned Rebel Yell, but White Wedding, I don't know. I just feel it's sort of got this swagger. It's a bit cooler or whatever. But they're both cool as each other. Next song is Men at Work, Land Down Under. Just a very, very catchy song by these Aussies. I think everyone knows this one from the 80s. It's hard to deny this one. It's just a very catchy song. Next song is a little bit less well known, but by a well known artist. It's Lionel Richie's Running with the Night. I think that's a really cool song. It's almost like soul AOR, if such a thing exists. It's sort of got a bit of guitar in it, but it's also got this great beat, great groove, very catchy chorus. I think that song is very underrated from Lionel Richie's catalogue, Running with the Night. Next song is a very famous rock song. It's Bryan Adams' Run to You. I can't deny that song. That song is so catchy. I mean, I wasn't huge into Bryan Adams, especially not his sappy ballads. I don't like those. But this song, Run to You, is an awesome song. It's undeniable. It's a great tune. Next song, very famous song with a very cool video. It's Peter Gabriel and Sledgehammer. Very catchy song. Peter Gabriel going more pop, adding a little bit of pop. Not so dark as he sometimes can be. It's just a catchy tune. What can I say? Next song, again, it's a very famous song, very famous band. It's Genesis, Invisible Touch. It's got a sort of dance feel to it, which the old Genesis fans would hate, and it's poppy as well. But I can't deny that it's a great, catchy tune. I mean, I can't deny it. Next song is an older band. It's an old classic. It's like going very far back into the deep 80s. It's Adam and the Ants and Stand and Deliver. I used to love this song. I used to play it all the time when I was like a little kid, I was about 10, 11. I used to play Adam and the Ants, Stand and Deliver. I used to just love it. The video used to make me laugh. Their clothes that Adam and his bandmates wore, always something cool about it. And I like the tribal drumming in Adam and the Ants. It's really cool. And this song is just very catchy. Next song is a very famous lady singer. It's Tina Turner, Simply the Best. I mean, it's just a great feel-good tune. I mean, you can't deny it. It's a great tune. And Tina, she sings a storm on that. Sings up a storm. Next song, again, a very famous song. Very huge song. It's Eurythmics. And the song is Sweet Dreams, of course. I love Annie Lennox's voice. She's a very cool singer, very sassy woman. And I love Eurythmics. I love quite a few of their songs from the 80s. But Sweet Dreams is it's just a classic. It's a classic pop song with a little bit of edge, thanks to, I forget the guy's name, Dave something. He adds quite a little bit of edgy guitar to Eurythmics, so it's quite, I wouldn't say rock, but it's got a little bit of edge to it, and always catchy vocals from Annie Lennox. Okay, the next song is, again, going back to my youth. It's Madness and Baggy Trousers. I love that little bit of punkiness that Madness has got, and also the ska, and the funny lyrics, just the cool vibes of Madness. Baggy Trousers is like going right the way back to my very early 80s music listening. Next is a very famous song from the 80s. It's Tears for Fears and Shout. An anthemic song, a catchy song, a huge song. It's just a great 80s anthem. And I love Tears for Fears as a band. They're a very cool band, Tears for Fears. Very good songwriting, quite dark at times, but always very melodic. Next, Hall & Oates, Out of Touch, a bit of Blue Eyed Soul. I like a bit of Hall and Oates. They're very smooth, very slick guys, you know. Slightly AOR, slightly soft rock, but very smooth, very soul influence. Hence the Blue Eyed Soul title. Uh, Out of Touch is a great song. Very, very catchy chorus on that one. Next song, yeah, it's a little bit more rocking. It's Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire." Who doesn't like a bit of Billy Joel? He's almost a rocker at heart. He likes to rock sometimes. His voice is great. He's a very good singer, and he does very good catchy songs. And "We Didn't Start the Fire" is it's another big anthem, isn't it? It's a full on 80s anthem. You can put it on at any time, or if it comes on the radio and you're listening any time, it will take you back to that mid 80s feel. And the lyrics are a little bit political, which is well, not political but topical, shall we say, of the 80s or whatever. And Billy was trying to make a point, I think, but anyway, the song itself is very memorable. Next song, very famous band, going back to the very early parts of their career, well, almost early parts. It's U2's New Year's Day. Just a very catchy song, very famous bass line at the beginning, very cool vibes. Again, a political song about the troubles in Ireland, Northern Ireland. Very cool song. I mean, I really did like U2 in my teens, but obviously as my musical taste changed, I really didn't follow U2 and went off them as well. But they started to experiment with more dancey type music as well, which I wasn't hugely a fan of. I preferred their rockier period, shall we say. Okay, let's continue with this. Next is quite an unknown band that released some songs in the 80s. You'd know them if you liked ska and two-tone. It's a band called The Beat, and the song is Hands Off She's Mine. I think that's a really, really catchy tune. I mean, I was quite into my ska, hence picking Madness and what's this other band I picked? I mentioned them earlier. Well, Adam and the Ants slightly, you know, they've got that ska or two-tone feel. But The Beat is full on in that style. Hands Off She's Mine is such a catchy tune. And the next song is also in that style. It's by The Specials and it's Ghost Town. I mean, this song is very, reminiscent of the early 80s, at the high unemployment, hence the term ghost town, like we've got now in COVID-19 times with places turning into ghost towns. But in the 80s it was different. It was more to do with the unemployment. But this song was so cool. I mean, it was such a massive, massive hit for The Specials. Even if you weren't into ska, or even if you weren't into that type of music, this song would have captured you because of the themes. Next song is Falco and Amadeus. Very catchy song. Unfortunately, Falco has passed away. I think he was Austrian. He was an Austrian pop rock guy, and he's passed away some time ago now. I mean, Amadeus was such a catchy tune. It was sort of like a poppy, rocky, I don't know, not really rock, but a little poppy ditty to Mozart, I think. But it was such a catchy song. 4 songs to go. Next is The Smiths and This Charming Man. I must admit, I'm not really a fan of Morrissey. He's very downbeat, very morose, but the Smiths have got some good songs. I mean, this one in particular is very upbeat. It's got a jingly jangly guitar that's very famous of the Manchester indie scene at the time. I mean, this song caught my ear at the time. It was a really catchy tune. 3 songs to go. It's next one is Queen and David Bowie's Under Pressure. Yeah, it was a massive hit. It's just that bass line is like legendary. It sticks in everyone's ear, and it's been sampled for many songs, or a few songs at least, since. And that song itself is very cool. I mean, both to have Freddie Mercury and David Bowie singing on the same track, two absolute icons, legends, is like, it's really cool. Next, two songs left. Fleetwood Mac and the song Everywhere. It's a very catchy song. Fleetwood Mac in the 80s, they started doing these massive hit type songs. They really, the 70s they were huge, but in the 80s, I don't know, they seemed to become like pop darlings, like real, very catchy, poppy 80s style songs, which Everywhere is a great example of. And there's more, obviously. Finally, the last song in my list of 25, a UK band called Spandau Ballet, and the song is Gold. I could have picked True, but True's a bit of a sappy ballad. So I picked Gold because Gold is just a great, upbeat, feel-good tune. Spandau Ballet is a good band. I mean, they're another sort of like one of the new wave bands, but they sort of became very 80s poppy band that moved away from the new wave scene. But their first single as well is awesome, to cut a long story short. I mean, I could have picked that as well, but I picked Gold because Gold is a very cool tune. There you have it, my 25 top memorable pop rock hits from the 80s. Which ones are yours, I wonder? Which songs do you recommend to me? I've probably heard them anyway, but if you recommend some, I'll check them out, especially if they're a bit unknown. Okay, till the next video.